two. So those possibly could be the other. You know how like there was a few people that were anonymous. We already know one is Cassie, but then there's a couple of other ones. So it's gonna be interesting to see. They also asked the jurors if they were familiar with Kim Porter. Kim Porter, Albie Shore, because Albie Shore is doing a memoir. You know, Albie Shore been running around saying that Diddy's doing X, Y, and Z to him. You know, to excuse himself for being a horrible father, but I digress. Y'all know it's true. He's been a horrible father. That's it. Um, Also, they said today the only family member that was in court was Quincy. So Quincy, not his biological sons, but Quincy was in court for him. I figured the other ones probably they didn't. They probably was all like, we'll show up to the actual trial, not this them trying to pull the jurors and stuff like that. So more than likely they'll probably show up for um, the actual trial, just not when they're looking for the jurors and stuff like that. No, she didn't retract her lawsuit. And hello, everybody. She didn't retract her lawsuit. She actually just dismissed the companies. So she's still suing Diddy, but she dismissed the companies. And hello, everybody. I see y'all. He only showed up to stick it to Albie Shore. I wouldn't deny that. I can totally see Quincy doing that. And please hit that like button. Y'all double tap on the screen. That's how you do it when it's vertical. Double tap the screen. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Him showing up just to despite out out of spite for his dad, his real dad. Yeah, I could see that. But I mean, still at the same time, I want to say that I do think Diddy will be found guilty, but then I don't know. I don't know. And the reason why I don't know is because of you conspiracy theorists. The Courtney Burges, the Jaguar Wrights, the Lamishas, the Adrias, some of these content creators. Did I say something? But some of y'all are to blame for all of this. It's gonna be tough. Now, I do know they have it down to 150. The kind of questions that they were asking the jurors, I feel like it's going to be hard for them to find people, one who haven't heard about the case, one who doesn't know who Diddy is, one who doesn't know anything about hip hop. What's another question about the different celebrities? I'll be sure Kim, Danny D. Kane, Michael B. Jordan was another one too. Now, I was interested in knowing what the Michael B. Jordan, why he was one of the questions. The only thing I can think of is Lori Harvey. You know, Michael B. Jordan dated Lori Harvey, but Lori Harvey also dated, this is weird, his son, his son Christian dated Lori, and so did Diddy. Diddy dated her after his son dated her, allegedly. Talk about keeping it in the family, right? Nasty. Oh, was it just the one with the curly hair, the light skinned curly hair? Is that see? I forgot which one is what. Justin. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Justin. Mm. He's going to paint. Yes, son. They're gonna paint it as he lives an alternative lifestyle. An alternative lifestyle. That's how they're going to paint it, and that all these interactions were consensual. And the thing that kind of sucks is like, it's kind of like he said versus she said. The only way, like, to, and again, we don't know for a fact, right? Whatever videos they have, um, on the videos, are they going to show people fighting back or not wanting to participate in the? It's going to be hard because it is he said versus she said, basically. Because the defense is going to be like, okay, well, these people work with him. They basically, he paid them and whatnot. That's going to be the defense side of it. That, hey, they might not have liked it, but hey, they was getting paid and all this other stuff, so obviously they were cool with it. They accepted the payment. That's the way that the defense is going to come with it. Those people accepted the payment, even though drugging people, forcing people to do shit is still illegal, right? We know that. But it's going to be a dirty game, you know? Not everybody is going to be, um I think because we live in this world where we're like, okay, we believe victims and that's it. But you guys have to remember, that's not how it works in the courtroom. In the courtroom, when you're fighting for your life, people are going to get dirty. Now, again, we don't know what the prosecution, everything that they have. We hope that they have more than what we've been seeing, because if you look at the actual filing, it's really short. It's really short. And there's not a lot of detail in it. And I know the detail is probably like to protect the people's identities and stuff like that. At this time, we ain't got time to protect nobody' identity. You need to go ahead and let it all out and say what it is and let it all out there, because potentially, if this becomes like a mistrial or he's found not guilty, yeah. Because you can't tell me he ain't got a Rolodex of people who, quote unquote, turned on him. I would be worried about that. Do you think he's going to get acquitted? I don't know. Anything is possible. I would say in the beginning, I was like, okay, I'm sure there's going to be something. But as time went on, I think for me, I just thought it was going to be more than a couple of people. And again, I don't know if people are not talking and that's why, but I thought it was going to be more than just, and what I mean by people is like more victims. And again, there definitely could be more, right? But at least with a case like, if he's going to be put to, be sentenced to life in prison, right? I'm expecting them to show from point A all the way to Z why he should be in jail for life. Celebrity victims, yeah. And you got to think about something too. Remember, they were trying to call people and try to sway people not to speak. So, what if those people were already paid off? And the people who can speak probably are not going to speak. And again, I don't know if people were paid off, but remember that was a thing where it said like, after the Cassie lawsuit, he started calling people, and well, him and his team, they started calling people. So don't forget about that. Who did they call? Who are those people? Yeah, it's a lot to think about. And I'm pretty sure they do have the list of people that he called and the people who he talked to. Now, whether or not the phones were tapped, because if the phones weren't tapped, pretty much it'll be their word versus. eh, I feel like a lot of this is going to be, well, and I think this is true for every case. You listen to both sides and you pick which one you want to go with. Folks are embarrassed. They don't want anyone to know their part. And I think also, too, I don't know this to be true, but I figure the witnesses, they've probably been offered immunity, right? It's a federal case. The phones were tapped. But Joe would remember they weren't trying to, they didn't look into doing a federal indictment until after the Cassie situation. So that's why I'm all like, I don't know. Do you guys think he's going to be guilty? Go ahead and put it in the chat. Do you think guilty or not guilty? All right, bribing people on a jail. Yeah. And yeah, I did. And Childish, you're right about that. I did hear about him bribing people while he was in jail, but there was like after the Cassie situation went down, he was even bribing people then. That's the part I don't know what those were recorded. But I know the phone calls he was making in jail. Yeah. Roxy, you said guilty. They got some in those raids. Okay. And again, I'm pretty sure there's stuff that we have not seen. He has to read what he saw. I wonder what about Mary J. Blige. You know, Mary J. Blige, that's a name. I mean, we have brought up that name, but she has not been mentioned in any court filings or anything. Like Little Kim hasn't been mentioned. Um, I don't think they mentioned Biggie at all. Mm. Oh, I do know they asked the potential jurors if they knew Kanye West. Yeah, I feel like something's coming down the line for Kanye. And Kanye been snitching on himself, so if something happened to it, hey, it just happened, right? The feds unlocked the cloud account and holds copies of the blackmail videos. And see, the thing about the videos is, remember when the Diddy's lawyers, they had said that they watched the 9 videos, and Cassie had the videos, had possession of the videos that was given to the feds. So then I'm thinking like, okay, well they said that they seized videos in his house. Like, what kind of videos did they seize? Because there should be more than just 9 videos. And the 9 videos they said they got from Cassie. So that's why I'm curious to see, like, okay, well, do you guys have more? Because the way, and again, you know how they gonna do. Hey Michelle, how you doing? Um, you of course the not the defendants, right? The lawyers, they're going to be working in Diddy's favor. And they know public opinion sways people, right? So if they're saying, well, Cassie had all the videos and it looked like she she was a willing participant, then we don't really know, right? But again, we don't know if the prosecution does have more videos, and they don't know. Diddy lawyers, he doesn't know that. What about the I'm sorry, Miriam. I'm not trying to laugh, but if you talking about the Courtney Burgess, we know Courtney Burgess was lying. He ain't got no videos because allegedly he had the videos. And again, that takes me to my point about the conspiracy theorists. They literally were working in Diddy's favor. You can't convince me that they not or that they weren't working in Diddy's favor. Because there's no way in hell that. And listen, I'll say this. We'll wait until the trial starts, right? But if they don't call in Courtney Burgess, they don't call in Jaguar Wright, and all these other people, we knew they were full of shit, right? If they don't get called in as witnesses, then we know they were lying. I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there. Because there's no way you know everything. And then even claiming to have video and all this other stuff, and they didn't call you in for no questioning or nothing. Gene Deal is another one. Do we know if Gene Deal got questioned? Because Gene Deal be saying he in the room, he ain't in the room, he heard this, he heard it. Gene Deal is another one. And I don't care if y'all get mad, but I'm telling the truth. You know, I haven't really talked about the Terrence Howard because I know Terrence Howard is supposed to now be doing like an expose podcast and stuff like that. I have my thoughts about him. Trevor Green. If Gene hadn't been questioned, he should be right. Bieber, I don't think he would be questioned. No, unless it was true that he was on the video, he wouldn't be questioned. Actually, no, I will talk about Terrence Howard because he kind of goes along the lines of like Gene Deal, Jaguar Wright, blah blah blah. Here's my thing. I'm fine if Terrence Howard wants to expose the industry, he certainly can. But it's interesting that these people only start exposing when they're not working. Because what's the latest thing that you've seen Terrence Howard in? The latest within the last year. I'll give you the last year. What's the latest thing you've seen Terrence Howard in? I can't even think of the last 2 years. And then also with the Terrence Howard thing, I didn't like how we put out there that Marvin Gaye was gay and he didn't want to play Marvin Gaye because he would have had to kiss another man or something. What was all that about? I never even heard of anything about um whatchamacallit. What's his name? Marvin Gaye being gay. His last name is Gay, but never even heard that before. Have y'all heard that? Y'all said Fight Night? When was Fight Night? Hold on. Y'all probably made up that movie. Y'all don't even know what y'all. Let me see real quick. Hold on. Fight. Oh, you know what? I didn't even. Okay, okay, okay. I know what you guys are talking about. Okay. Oh, you heard it before, Bama? Okay. Hey, Shawnee. Yeah, I've never heard that about Marvin. Let me look it up. Hold on. Marvin was gay, and just because you, Gina, how you know? Gina, how you know? Marlon Brando and Marvin Gaye. What? Quincy Jones said it about him, and I know he said something about like Quincy Jones said it or something like that. Marvin Gaye's father was gay, but not him. His father was a cross dresser. Really, I didn't. Well, his didn't his father pow pow him? You know, I can't say the GUN, but he wanted Frankie Beverly to sleep with his wife. Okay, he was a freak, but that don't prove that he was gay, though. Heard he was a cheater, but not gay. Right, Zinga. Quincy Jones says everyone is gay except him. Right. Now I know Quincy done passed along, if you get my drift, but Quincy was one of those people that probably should have kept his mouth shut about a lot. Cause how everybody else around you, but you not. Never mind. Oh, there was reports that okay. No, I have heard about Richard Pryor. I have heard that. Grandma Joy, you are right about that. I have heard about Richard Pryor, but never Marvin Gaye. They said that Marvin was his. Wait, a what? Let me go find me a Marvin Gaye documentary because y'all saying some crazy stuff over here. But anyway, my point is, I just feel like Terrence Howard is because let's be honest about something. People aren't getting making money off of movies and TV and stuff like that because of all these streaming platforms. They're not actors aren't making that kind of money. And you know Terrence Howard is suing his former management company, right? So with that being said, he's suing his former management company because they cheated him out a whole bunch of money. His last role was Fight Night. He's probably not getting residual income like that, right? A lot of people are hopping on the trend of doing podcasts, YouTube. It's a quick and easy buck. And especially if you already have a name, easy money. Because let me tell you, even though am I going to believe everything Terrence Howard says? No, but I have a higher chance of believing him than Jaguar Wright, somebody who hasn't been in the industry in over 20 years, right? Zora, is her name Ashley? I like her. I haven't seen her channel in a minute. But it's just I think her name is Ashley. But she does like old school celebrity stuff. It's pretty cool. I like it. I like her channel. T says. Oh, maybe it's T says? Her name is Ashley. Okay, I was right. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think Ashley says so, right? It's a real easy name. I think it's Ashley says so. Right, Zinga. And listen, I'm not gonna say everybody who comes on the internet is all salty and they all lying, but I will say that the timing of when they want to speak is very interesting. Because would Terrence Howard be speaking when he was at his peak with Empire? Q from Day 26. Oh, he was crying in that. And here's the thing too. Not that I judge people crying, right? But you doing all that crying, but you ain't doing enough talking. I need you to talk with those tears and tell us what's been going on. Stop all that crying, all that emotional, like, oh, this is so hard. No, no. You either shut up and don't say nothing or you tell us everything. I'm sorry. I know I'm an asshole, but that's just how I feel, y'all. You either tell us all of it or don't tell us none of it. But don't leave us like, oh, there's a lot I know, and no, I don't. I no, no, no. I don't care what you know. If you're not gonna tell us, don't tell me what. Don't tell me you know a lot. Yeah, I do not like that at all. That is annoying. If Hollywood ain't paying him, he'll get his money online. Well, see if he drops name. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Terrence Howard needs to drop names. I don't want no, oh, this person with a blue shoe or a green toe. I want you to say the names of the people. You started. Sorry, I had to start at the video. Oh, you had to start it over. Okay. The whole cast of fell off after. Yeah. Well, Taraji P Henson, she still works. I will say that. You'll always see her somewhere. Right, like that guy was, yeah, Christian Keys, yeah. He did that whole crying and he was so distraught and he was going to take the evidence to the police. And then all of a sudden, when you ask him about it, he gets mad and upset. What about J Lo? You know, um, and this is the thing too. As far as I understand, they're only going from 2009 till now. So anything like, because I heard rumors that they're gonna look into the shooting, in 1999. I don't think they are. So anybody from the past, yeah, unless it was like the past into the future, I don't think they looking at it. She got a pardon. Could be. Not like they would have if they hour would have happened though. They were all supposed to glow up, but it fizzled out. True. Hello, Mimi. Hollywood will fall. Will fall. J-Lo was lucky she was playing games before camera phones. Yeah, but like I said, with this Diddy stuff, I think because of all the internet conspiracy theorists, it's been a lot going on with people confusing and muddying the waters. So it's going to be tough trying to find people who never heard of Diddy or not familiar with the situation. Because you got to remember, too, this made international news. Like, this is in the UK and all over Europe. So everybody knows about this. It's kind of like, oh, who hasn't heard of this name before? Like, this is somebody big. This is not like some little. I can't even think of somebody small, but you know, like a small celebrity. Yes, I did see Sinners. It was a good movie. I liked it. Why you hating on Rock Nation? He's an international superstar, right? Have you heard Ali Carter? Gina, come on now. I know you've been smoking now. You done said Ali Carter. Now, if Ali Carter is not interviewed during this whole Diddy trial, same with Gene Deal, Jaguar Wright, Ali Carter, all the people, if they don't get interviewed during this whole trial or asked to um, testify, we know. What's up, Dottie? We know. That's all I'm gonna say. Right. All them names. Go ahead and put all them internet conspiracy theorists. Go ahead and put them all there. If they don't get interviewed, we know they were lying. Mm-hmm. Post them up. And I'll even go one step further. They need to go to jail for lying too, because some of them got paid for them interviews. They should go to jail because they were scamming people. Big homie CC, Gene ain't been around Puff since '05. The case starts at '08. Uh, well, hopefully she don't die. Well, damn. Oh, thank you, Nadia. I appreciate that. Y'all think Diddy will get some real time or just a few years served? Well, he's looking at life. Of course, if he gets all counts, and I think there's three counts. Yeah, unbiased TV. I don't know. I think in the bit, I'll be honest with you guys. In the beginning, I said, yeah, definitely he going to jail, and then later on, that kind of changed into, ugh, I don't know. I think for me, I was waiting for like the hammer to come down. Like there was gonna be more indictments, because remember they were saying like there were gonna be more people indicted too. So I was thinking like, oh, it's gonna be this whole celebrity rink and stuff like that. That's what I was thinking. And then when that didn't happen, I was kind of like, oh, okay. And I just thought there would be more victims too. And sometimes, and this also something too that I want to tell you guys. Sometimes the truth isn't as salacious as we make it. Sometimes the truth is just simple. Sometimes the truth don't have all that added stuff in there that some of these internet conspiracy theorists and these YouTubers sometimes they ain't got all that in it. It's just plain and simple. Is media takeout reputable? Um, Well, they gave me credit and a shout out when I exposed Jaguar Wright. So, uh, Pandora wouldn't get him fed time though, would it? No, I can't. I can't really say that. No, things will get added. Okay, Gina, I hope so. Um, Cassie was complicit until she realized she was never gonna get a ring. Ooh, and and to be fair, I think the defense is going to play it that way, that she was just salty or she did this to try to get money. But either way, it is inappropriate to have a relationship with your employee. So with that being said, yeah, she is in the right to get something. We just have to wait to see what comes out in the discovery. Right. As the case goes on, I'm hoping that there's more. Is there no, there's no, and that's another thing too, because it was put out there that it was a whole bunch of minors. Remember, the Tony Busby is the one who started that. There was like 25 minors, and there's nothing about minors at all in the federal case. Yeah, that was the channel she was on. Wait, what? You think Jaguar is a bitter clout chaser? I don't know if that was a joke, but I mean, the proof is in the pudding, right? Mm. Yes, I did see Tasha K use my clip. Yeah. Thank you, Lily. Watch, keep watching. Yeah, definitely next week should be interesting. I think right now we're not going to know too much. It's still going to be kind of just up in the air, but definitely next week it's going to come down to consent. I agree. Yes, she is a cloud chaser. Oh, Kerman said I still rock with Diddy. Okay. Okay. Cool. I was just asking Jag. Oh, okay. You were just, yeah. I was all like, no, Jag be lying. Come on now. It will get really juicy and awful. Yeah. Because, I mean, it's going to get ugly. And I'm talking both sides. It's going to get ugly. Just like I said, I would be careful about what I post on social media because you cannot tell me that both sides haven't looked at all these YouTube videos and stuff like that. You cannot tell me that. They had a document that listed minor one, minor two for the federal indictment or the civil, Shawnee. Because in the civil cases, yeah, um, there has been cases against Diddy, but in the federal indictment, no. Heard John Wick was called. Y'all are crazy. I hope Mim goes to the trial. It's gonna be hard for people to try to go to the trial. Like for us, it's gonna be hard. What's up, Pure T? I don't remember how to look at it. Yeah, if the civil cases, yeah, there's a whole a whole bunch of crazy stuff out there. But as far as the federal, no, there was no minors. They keep missing. Yeah, they keep mixing them up, Lily. Yeah, that's why I always clarify. And I've been one of those people all like, hey, if they don't pick up any of these civil cases in this federal case, I'm gonna say I don't believe it. That's just kind of how I felt. If they didn't pick up none of this stuff in the federal case, I don't believe it. Diddy is safe in the big house. I agree. It was packed. Yeah, that's why I'm all like, when true crime or court TV, um, TMZ. They even got the girl from the Breakfast Club, Lauren LaRosa. We're not gonna beat those big media people in that room unless you camping out every night to be in that room. I don't see one of us in there. No. I'm not gonna say it's not possible, right? But this Diddy case, because it has international news, it's international. Like the Megan the Stallion case, that was, I could see, that happening. But with this Diddy case, yeah. The celebrities are probably working out their deals. Some are missing the Met Gala, moving away. Hey, I wouldn't blame them. I'm just reading some of y'all comments. That's why I was quiet. I'm sorry. I'm all like, shit. Sometimes y'all comments be more interesting than my commentary, so I'll be like listening to y'all. Now, could kids have been at those parties and stuff like that? Yeah, we know that, but there's nothing in the federal indictment about he did anything to any minors. That has not been in the federal indictment. The civil cases is one thing, but federal, that has not been mentioned at all. Oh, thank you for asking. Good, good, good. Yeah. Um, I'm still here for well, actually I'll be back and forth actually. But I won't be back home until Sunday. Yeah, Joanne, it's federal, so they ain't gonna have no cameras, no. As of last week, on what? Are you sure it's the federal, Miss Kiki? Okay. I'll try to look it up again because I hadn't looked at it since a couple of, I think it was like 2, 3 weeks ago when they said they added something to it, but I didn't see anything about the kids or minors, I should say. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take a look at it, and then I'll probably update you on like the community post or something like that. Okay, they added it last week. Okay, I'll go ahead and take a look at it. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the show right here. Thank y'all for coming. Please hit that like button, double tap on the screen. That's how you like it when it's a vertical video. I appreciate y'all, but I'll talk to y'all later.